Come join me on a food tour through the back streets of Dubai. I'm India from Holiday Extras, and we make travel guides from all kinds of interesting destinations. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss a thing. But today, I'm in Dubai and I'm about to meet Frying Pan Adventures to do a food tour around the lesser known streets of Dubai. Yep, we've escaped the glitzy glamour of downtown and I'm really excited to hopefully find some new flavours that I've not tried before. Hi, nice to meet you.
Likewise, welcome to Frying Pan Adventures.
Thank you, thank you.
What we're going to do is we're going to go into this place and we're actually going to get a very special kind of falafel called falafel mahshi.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of falafel mahshi?
No.
Falafel mahshi is a stuffed falafel.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
And I'm going to show you how they stuff it, but that surprise will be unveiled when we go inside. So you're ready to stuff it?
Wait.
And this is really key. You want to come to a place for falafels because it's a street food type situation. You want to come to a place that has high turnover. Because nothing is worse than a falafel that's been waiting the whole day for you to have it.
And it's dry.
You don't want that. You don't want that.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
this place has very high turnover. They actually open from 7 in the morning till 3 a.m. the next morning.
Wow.
Which means there are only 4 hours that it doesn't make sense to have falafels, which is when you're asleep. These, by the way, are not stuffed falafels. These are just regular falafel. We call them falafel adi. So this is usually people order a plate of falafel and hummus. This is the kind of order that someone would get. We eat with our hands.
Yeah.
Because in the Middle East, they say that eating with a fork and knife is like making love to your food through a translator, which we don't need.
So you need to really connect with your food.
Exactly.
Okay. Oh, that's so good. I'm just going to keep going.
That's what you have to do. So this is how he's going to make the stuffed falafel. So keep eating while you're watching. So the green stuff is what is in your current falafel. That's chickpea, parsley, coriander, dill. And then he's got a red paste.
Okay, yeah.
The red paste is a combination of sumac, onions,
Right.
and chili paste.
Okay.
So what he's doing is he's got an instrument called the aleb. It's like a falafel scoop or a mold. And he's essentially putting the chickpea batter, filling it with some of the chili paste right in the center, more batter, and then coating it in sesame seeds and then deep frying it. And this will give you a beautiful and a slightly bigger than these stuffed falafel.
Is this a vegan dish?
It is a vegan dish.
It is vegan,
Exactly.
which is,
Yes.
you know,
Because tahine also that you're going to dip it in, that's vegan.
it's only going to get more popular.
Exactly.
And actually people are only going to be exploring more flavours with
That's
the falafel
exactly.
because it's a great meat alternative.
Absolutely.
Actually.
So what we're gonna do is he's gonna bring us the stuffed falafels to the table, and then we're gonna make these monster falafel sandwiches. Okay.
Okay.
So we're gonna begin with what is known abroad as pita. Here we call it khubz, but there's a saying which is fi khubz wa milah banatna, which means there is bread and salt between us, and when we break bread together, we will be friends.
Ah, okay.
So we're gonna begin with the act of breaking bread. So go for it.
Okay.
And what you're gonna do is you're just gonna open sort of like a hole in your pocket, and now you can just stuff it with whatever you like. However, there's a method to our madness. I'm gonna show you what we can do. Okay. So we'll begin with our stuffed falafels.
Okay.
So we dip it into the tahine,
Okay.
put that in there. Now, this is really critical, the next step, because I don't see it being done abroad as much, and I think it's critical to a falafel sandwich, okay? You gotta close it.
Close it.
Think of all your frustrations and smash the falafel, okay? This is the key to every good falafel sandwich. You wanna smash the batter all through.
Spread the falafel love throughout the whole sandwich.
Otherwise, what happens is you end up eating your falafel in the first 2 bites, and then you have an anticlimactic sandwich for the rest of the journey, which you don't want. Okay. So now you reopen it once you spread the batter all through.
Okay. Yeah.
And now you can start layering all the different things. So we have hummus, your token vegetables, eggplant and cauliflower. So this is your healthy component. Of course, they've been deep fried until they're smoky sweet.
That's fine.
And then this one is a garlic olive oil emulsion called toom.
Okay.
Toom is typically had with chicken kebabs or with chicken shawarmas, but we love it so much we add it over everything. It's like, someone once said, it's like a garlic crack sauce.
Okay. You get addicted to the garlic.
Exactly. So go for it. You could just start.
So there's no order.
No,
you just
no. There's not. This is your
do I just start?
your canvas.
Ah, look at that. Ooh.
And it's okay if the sandwich explodes. That
Yeah.
means you've been appropriately ambitious.
Okay, so it can be messy.
All right.
Okay. This is going to go everywhere.
That's the
I
point.
can just see.
I think what makes these falafel sandwiches taste what they are is A, the fact that you're making them with your hand, but B, that we're just sitting out on the street and we're not in a fancy place.
Yeah.
You really feel like you can connect with the city just over this humble sandwich right here.
You sort of crave that authenticity.
Yeah.
I think, and you come to an area like this, and this is so authentic. This
Yeah.
is, and this is built around community. That's what sort of fills your soul.
Absolutely.
When you travel in general, that's what you're searching for. You're not searching for the same thing that you can get back at home. You're searching for something different.
When people think of the city, they're always thinking of this really fancy, tall skyscrapers, glitzy buildings, all of the world records that we've broken, which is many.
Yeah.
But I think the thing that we don't give the city enough credit for is that, at least from a culinary standpoint, it is the gateway to the Middle East. You can experience a lot of cultures across the Middle East, many of which are unfortunately in conflict right now.
Yeah.
You can experience them sitting right here in Dubai,
Yeah.
serving their food side by side, living in harmony in
Yeah.
Dubai. And I think that's really important because you can travel the Middle East just sitting right here.
Well, but this was delicious.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed the stuffed
Thanks.
falafel sandwich.
So where's next?
So next we're going to go to my childhood baklava shop. So let me show you some of the stuff that is popular here. These guys are known as ma'moul. Ma'moul are stuffed cookies.
Ooh, there's stuff in them.
Okay, and as one does in this part of the world, we just carry around for good measure, let me just pull this out, cookie mold, because you never know.
You never know when you might need one.
But yes, exactly, you never know when you need it.
So I
yeah.
need to get myself one of those.
All right, so this is an aleb, which is a cookie mold, and what you do is you put your cookie dough inside,
Yeah.
fill it, close it up, and then you just knock it over, and there you have a beautiful molded cookie that pops out.
Okay.
And based on the shape of the cookie, you can say what's inside it. If it's long, it's pistachios.
Okay.
If it's shaped like a little mountain, it's walnuts. If it's round and flat, like you would make out of this mold,
Yeah.
this one will have dates in it. This is the code of the cookie, usually wherever you are in the Middle East. Now, this is baklava, which is not traditionally Lebanese. The Greeks and the Turks have had that long and hard political battle over whose it is. Based on the research we've read, we've seen that it's probably the Turks, but honestly, again, like the falafels, we really don't care. We're really happy that someone came up with baklava.
great.
But what we're going to do is we're going to grab a seat and
Yeah.
then they'll bring everything to us. So the traditional drink of hospitality in this region, the welcome drink, is something called gahwa. Gahwa is essentially Arabic coffee.
Oh, okay.
And it's going to be very different from any other kind of coffee that you've had, but I'll pour you some and then you decide what makes it different.
Okay.
I'm going to pour it out of this very fancy dalla, which is gold-plated because we're in Dubai, which is the city of gold, but traditionally they would be more humble looking.
Okay.
And we pour it out of the dalla into what's called a finjan.
Okay.
Okay? Finjan are just these little tiny
Yeah.
handleless cups.
Yeah.
And I must always hold the cups in my right hand and always pour with my left hand because I have to offer you the coffee only with my right hand. And you should accept only with your right hand. Let's pour you some gahwa.
Thank
You're very welcome. Now you notice, I didn't fill it all the way to the top. Why?
Is it because it's very strong?
No, actually, it's the lightest coffee that you have probably ever had. It almost looks like a black tea,
Yeah.
right? This is because there's no handle on the cup, so if I filled it all the way to the top, it would be impossible for you to hold.
Yeah.
But also because, as I mentioned, in the Middle East, we have a huge tradition of hospitality. And this means that you're my guest and I expect you to stay with me for some time. I will keep refilling your cup with little sips of perfectly hot coffee.
Okay.
And I don't want you to leave quickly. If I fill it all the way to the top, it means, okay, now it's time for you to go. Okay. Now there's no sugar in this coffee and there's never milk in this coffee.
Okay.
We will have a date on the side. So you're going to have a sip of this and then a date. But because we're in a sweet shop, we're going to get one of my favorite date sweets, which is the Ma'mool Mud, which is this guy here. So it's got a filling of date paste and we're going to pair it with this. So first just take a sip of the coffee.
Okay.
Right? It's a spicy coffee.
Yeah, it is. It's very
Aromatic.
warming.
Exactly.
When you
And
drink
this
it.
is because there's cardamom in there. So there are many spices that you can add, but cardamom is the most traditional one to add in there, the most commonly seen one that you will have added in there. And it's one of the top 3 expensive spices in the world. So again, additional mark of hospitality and generosity. But people can add in saffron, they can add in rose water. Some of the olden day expensive cups would actually be perfumed with incense. Even traditionally, marriage customs were built around this. So one of the things we used to hear is that back in the day when a man was interested in getting married to a lady, he would tell his mother, and his mother would gather her entourage of friends and family and go over to the lady's house with a sack of green coffee beans. And the bride-to-be would have to roast and brew the coffee. So try it with, now you've had a sip of it plain, so grab the date one and then have a sip of this and you'll kind of see how the different flavors come together. Right? So that is your sweet, and
they do complement each other.
Exactly.
I mean, and actually, because this isn't too strong, you don't get that hit of like, oh, that's, you know, that coffee taste.
No. So it's the kind of thing where people sit around, they keep sipping until you don't want any more. And the way to tell the coffee pourer that you don't want any more, okay, you definitely don't want to hand your cup back because he will pour more.
Okay.
So what you want to do is you just shake it right to left, and this means I don't want any more. This is a polite way of saying enough. Now, this is like your Middle Eastern cookies and cream, and we call it Kara Beach. Kara Beach. Kara Beach can be served in that pie-like form, or the way I like it is deconstructed with the pistachio cookie on the side and the cream on the side. Now this cream is not what it might seem. So you're going to taste it and you're going to tell me what is the main ingredient used to make the cream. Yeah, take your cookie
it and give it a
dip
good dunk.
Yes.
Splash.
Okay.
Okay.
Now you're definitely going to get pistachio, rose water, which is added in everything. There's sugar for sure. What is the main ingredient?
Is it like a citrusy?
I'll give you a hint.
Yeah.
It's something that features in your early morning routine.
Wash my face.
Okay,
Water.
now let's okay, so you wash your face with
water and soap.
Thank you. That is the right answer.
And
So,
soap.
look at it. It looks lathery, like cream, like soap. Okay, this is made out of the roots of a plant which is called the soapwort plant. So there's mild cleansing purposes of this as well, but it's also used from a culinary standpoint. It's essentially like a vegan cream.
Okay. So where are we off to next?
So we're going to go to my neighborhood Egyptian restaurant. So we're going to do an Egyptian style of a pizza, which is called fatir, and we'll see how the bakers make it.
Okay. Cool. Wow. What do we have here?
This is Egyptian comfort food at its best.
Yeah, I can actually smell the comfort.
It's an Egyptian style pizza. It's some sort of mix between a pizza and a crepe. So it's got beautiful flaky layers. So this has inside it 2 kinds of cheese. One is a sort of more like a mozzarella. The other one is an aged roomy cheese. It's a very traditional Egyptian cheese. It's quite sour. It's got a bit of a bite to it.
Okay.
So they've added that in there. And it's got basturma. Basturma is cured beef. So what they do in Egypt is they'll pack the beef with spices, a lot of garlic, and they leave it to dry. And then you just shave off thin layers of it. Okay. So what they do is they roll out the pastry. They actually toss out the pastry until it's super thin, fill it with all kinds of whatever your preferred toppings are, close it, bake it, and then you get your what we call fatir, gorgeously fresh and hot out of the oven.
Great.
And this sauce is borrowed from kushari, which is the rice, lentils, chickpeas, elbow macaroni, carb-loaded dish. But we do love this sauce. It has quite a kick to it,
Okay.
so use it with caution.
Okay.
So just pull away a piece if
Yeah.
you like. Splash it with some of the kushari sauce.
Yeah. Ooh, look at that.
There you go. Okay.
I mean, this is like a real treat. After having the baklava,
Exactly.
it's good.
Not on your list of New Year's resolution foods, but again, life is too short. You're going to enjoy
Life
it.
is too short. I have thoroughly enjoyed today.
It's my pleasure. We love feasting with people on this side of town, and I'm really glad you could join us.
And where can we find Frying Pan Adventures?
The easiest way is on our website at fryingpanadventures.com, and then you can find us all over social media, especially on our Instagram at fryingpanadventures.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to carry on indulging myself in this pizza. Thanks so much.
It was my pleasure.